It's finally time. The Shidou Ryusei hat trick or brace I pray for every night is not out of the question anymore. Also, Yukimiya is definitely crying on the bench because Isagi seems to have increased his visual prowess all over again. What's going on, everybody? My name is Anamasu, and today we're going to be overviewing Blue Lock Chapter 274, titled No Longer Rivals. If you enjoy staying up to date with Blue Lock or also agree that Itoshi Rin needs therapy, make sure to click that subscribe button, comment below your thoughts, and also feel free to join my community Discord to interact with me directly. Without further ado, let me show you the biggest flow merchant in all of Blue Lock history. Today's chapter starts off as usual with intro text which states, "Just a goal isn't enough." Seeking his own ego, Itoshi Rin once again heads towards the brink of death. Again, 3 times in a row, the ball falls into PXG's possession and Blue Lock's number 1, Rin Itoshi. The announcers scream out as Itoshi Rin lunges forward with the ball, as Yohiyori just desperately leaps from behind, trying to keep up. 2 Bastard München NPCs are also standing out as front, however we know from the U20 game that this level of common player can't even stop Rin, let alone keep up with them in the flow state. With him visually sweating as he looks through the defense, Itoshi Rin's eye spiral deepens further as Isagi is left speechless. His puzzle pieces break all around, and with a fully black background to convey his deepest thoughts, Isagi can be seen panicking and very worried. Thinking back to Rin abandoning his goal to then restart from scratch, all Isagi can wonder is if he's crazy, an idiot, or just an absolute monster. I myself would have to say all 3, but let me know. As Rin then passes off the ball however while lunging forward, Isagi continues on to say that whatever the case, Itoshi Rin is completely incomprehensible in his current state. With Nanase being the target of Rin's previous pass, we see him chain the ball back in page 3, as Isagi reacts on the defensive line. His inner monologue is still shown to be of utter panic, as being unable to read Rin's mind, there's just no possible way for him to find a way and stop him. Gritting his teeth while getting pissed off, Isagi admits that his brain is scrambled and none of his logic is working out here. With Itoshi Rin finally arriving at Isagi's front, the incomprehensible being finally has our main egoist scared for the first time in forever. This panel reminds me heavily of Aiku's swaying stance from the U20 game. However, I think Nomura-san just depicts many people that way when taking on a low center of gravity like Sai, Kiora, etc. Being face to face though, Itoshi Rin continues to inflict fear into Isagi's soul by asking if that's all he's got, basically insinuating the bro's easy work. Rin then charges ahead while doing many step-overs, urging Isagi to come forth with a resolve to die. Then lunging his hand towards the terrified Isagi's face, Rin has his attempt parried while asking him to fight to kill in this moment. Poor Yorchi looks absolutely terrified here, and things only get worse as Rin swings his left foot around the ball while sliding behind his right. With such a lukewarm existence, you are disqualified to be my rival. Itoshi Rin passes up Isagi with an all too familiar nutmeg which we once saw from his brother Sai. Isagi is literally hovering with no time left to react, however Rin is fully turned around while breaking their bond of hate. They are just completely on a different level individually now, and if you think Isagi is even comparable at this point, I don't even know what more will convince you. By the time Isagi can even turn his head, Rin is already running off into the distance as his ex-rival crashes into the floor. Yohiyori and Raichi even scream out in confusion asking what the hell his problem is, because Isagi put up pretty much no fight there. It's an ironic statement though coming from the center back and Metavision user who both also got fried, but no matter, they're not the main character for a reason. Our true goat is pushing himself up from the ground, thinking of Rin's words on having the resolve to die. This seems to have specifically offended him because while baring his teeth and launching up, he screams within his mind that he too has the resolve, and we also see him sprinting ahead like an absolute maniac. Chasing after his rival in the near distance, Isagi admits that his resolve does differ from the one of Itoshi Rin. Rather than remaining at the top, he's gone through trial and tribulation, taking all of these losses to be reborn as a better player. With him sprinting ahead as the puzzle field glows with light, our main egoist asserts himself as Isagi Yoichi, the genius of adaptability. His brain even begins to turn into puzzle pieces, and with an aura all around, his eyes have my main focus here. Rather than having the Metavision pattern typically, a puzzle cone seems to come out from outer side of each eye, indicating God knows what. All I know is that our MC looks absolutely insane here, so make sure to comment down below your thoughts on this panel and possible meanings of his new eye pattern. The perspective then changes back over to PXG though, because with Itoshi Rin once again passing off the ball, his target this time is Charles Chevalier. He calls the contrarian incompetent and his pass is sloppy while wagging his finger, telling him to just smash the ball with no adjustment. Give me your impulse. This half diss, half pep talk seems to leave Charles rightfully speechless. However, he quickly responds, telling Rin that he's tripping balls. Taking the advice anyway and pulling back his leg, Charles promises to give Rin the nastiest pass ever while looking like a demon from hell. This entire panel is just the author showing how impish and demonic Charles can be drawn, and it just makes me so happy as I love him and Shidou's dynamic. Anyways, Loki is then even seen watching with flow in his eyes, smiling loud while urging Charles to be guided. His selfish reason for coming to the NEL is sadly paying off, as Charles has thrived alongside Shidou's unmatchable potential and Ali Toshirine's uncontrollable true nature. That contrarian eye pattern has to be more than Metavision, I just know it. Page 12 then shows the field reacting as Ryuchi screams out in terror. However, the most important thing yet happens. Santetsu finally fulfills his role of freeing up PXG's demon, because with him going shoulder to shoulder with Kunigami, Shidou Ryusei is nowhere in sight. Ever since Karasu commanded him to do this, I've been waiting so patiently, and with the demon now flying free, things get a lot more interesting. On the BM side of things, Isagi's new eye prowess is once again emphasized with an entire new panel showing his gaze, and with Kaiser looking terrified, Itoshiden continues his run while calling them all broken. Face to face with Michael Kaiser and Gagamaru readying himself in the background, Itoshiden says this is no longer about soccer, and they should now kill one another. The dialogue here makes me laugh because at first you can just insinuate it's edgy and over the top, but bro's now breaking the fourth wall and saying no, I really want to kill you, no soccer, no Diddy. It's crazy too because he's talking to Michael Kaiser and talking about how soccer is his life, when to Kaiser it literally kept him alive and Rin's just some spoiled brat. Anyways, with Charles cutting past Kiora with little to no effort, sweat drips down his face as he's seemingly putting in the most effort we've seen all match. He continues running up the wing, nearly to the goal line, as we see Kiora standing back up and Tokumitsu running alongside Birkenstock. Itoshiden is also making this run while fending off Kaiser. However, the main point of action is our boy Charles, the actual imp. He leaps into the air with Kiora at his front, assuring Rin that he's not the only one who's lost his mind and gone crazy. Swinging one leg behind the other with full momentum, Charles pops off a Rabona cross, leaving the entire field looking up in the sky. Before this chapter, I would possibly say that Hiyori is comparable, but now Charles is simply the GOAT, hands down. I mean, come on. PXG is truly the perfect thriving ground for him, and honestly, I kinda want to make a video talking about his ideal partner or team. Comment down below if you'd like to see that or your own thoughts on it. Anyways, Rin is obviously seen reacting to Charles' pass as he pushes off Kaiser's back to just dash off into the sunset. The new gen striker who man-marked Chris Prince is now getting absolutely dog-walked, and it's really sad to see considering his physicality. Anyways, with the ball continuing its arc high in the air, everyone can be seen stunned in place as others like Nanase and Ryuchi sprint towards the ball. Ryuchi and Hiyori specifically both comment on how amazing Charles' cross was, and the only one able to react is seemingly Toshiden. This is what I would have said if Shidou Ryusei didn't sprint in from the shadows, leaving him and Rin neck and neck for this patch. Shidou fans will know that every time these wings come out, damage has been done and that is a fact. Rin even looks shocked by this as the demon sings in his face, assuring his unofficial rival that he's come to kill him now. Sadly, this line alone makes me think Shidou will get embarrassed next chapter alongside all of BM, because someone has finally come forth with the urge to kill Rin. That someone also happens to be the closest player yet to Sai, as he quite literally played alongside them in the U20 game after being handpicked. I just have a really bad omen for Shidou, and although I really want to brace for him, I just think Rin's goal is undeniable. The final page shows Charles smiling while laughing maniacally, urging the two strikers to go forth and kill one another. He purposefully placed a pass to where both Shidou and Rin can reach the ball, and the best part, it's a perfectly clear area that they can easily shoot from. Shidou smirks because he's been preparing from the shadows all along since Santetsu freed him up. However, Rin, he looks a bit worried as he's just now reacting. I'm super curious to see how all of next chapter plays out, because Charles truly threw some heat in the pan with that Rabona cross. With that sadly being the final page of chapter 274, we do have some outro text which reads, "From now on, it's unpredictable. Who will seize the coveted goal and reign supreme on the field?" Even now the author is telling us the next chapter and this goal are unpredictable, so if Itoshiden scores anyway, I'm just gonna laugh my ass off. Chapter 275 will come as usual with no break, and also happens to be 22 pages long. The title for the long-awaited goal is Crash Out, which honestly just scares me for all parties involved. My checklist for next chapter has a goal, a yellow card, and death in ascending order, so I pray I at least have to check twice. Make sure to comment down below what you all think of this. Will Shidou end up snatching a goal to get a brace, or will Rin have his long-awaited goal? Also, what the hell is up with Isagi's dual eye pattern? Could it be some upgrade in Metavision or an entirely new hint towards his original ego? But that sadly being the end of today's video though, I just want to thank you all so much for watching this far in. If you enjoy staying up to date with Bullock and enjoy my content, please support the channel by clicking that subscribe button, commenting below your thoughts, and also feel free to join my community Discord so you can interact with me directly. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in whatever video comes next. I'm not too sure, college is hard to sell.